Hi, hello, Heather here. Welcome back to Create a Lifetime of Happiness. I am talking about how we are transforming our mind to positive thinking so that we can have healthy relationships once and for all and really open ourselves up to love ourselves in our life no matter what is going on around us. If you are watching or joining me, please comment or like this video. Let me know you're here. As always, I start off with an inspirational quote. And so today I am talking about a quote from Carl Rogers. And he says, "It wasn't until I accepted myself just as I was that I was free to change." It wasn't until I accepted myself just as I was that I wasn't free to change. And for me, acceptance is truly, truly going to be the catalyst for being present, opening our heart to the changes that we want for ourselves, that we want to have in our family, in our career, our relationships, our finances. That acceptance is that catalyst to get us there. And if we stay focused only on the changes that we desire, instead of instead of focusing on what we have right now, the way that it is right now, if we only focus on the changes, then it really does make us lose sight of the beauty that already exists in the life that we have and the way that we are right now, today. And if we lose sight of that and we ignore how we are feeling right now, in this moment, in this day, that can blind us from the truth in our heart, from what really matters to us. And I totally get it. No judgment at all. After I found out about my husband's affair 3 years ago, all I wanted was to feel different. All I wanted was this not to be my life, to not feel this way. I wanted it all gone. All I wanted it was to change. Didn't want to be present and accept how it was right then, right? But by doing that, I was ignoring my pain. I was ignoring what I was feeling. I was ignoring what was going on in my life. And since I was focusing only on wanting to be different, I was telling my pain, I was telling my feelings that it didn't matter, that my pain wasn't valid, which was essentially telling me I'm not valid, that I don't matter, that I'm not important. So what I found was once I was able to offer acceptance to these things going on, accept my life for what it was and what was going on, accept my pain and how I was feeling up and down every single day, accept all of that. Like a lot of my friends and clients will hear me say, like, I always invite my feelings to sit down with me, like lay out the blanket on the beach, sit down with me, let's have a glass of wine together, let's have a glass of tea. Let them know that they are heard, that they matter, and that I accept them as part of me. So inviting them in and not shunning them away, right? And once I was able to start offering those feelings acceptance, then it did open up things to change. Then it opened up my world to be different, to transform. And that, like, my life now, never would have imagined it would be this way. Like, this was not what in the plan for me. It's my plan now. Like, I love it. I love my life. I love who I am. But I never would have got there if I didn't offer myself acceptance. And hi, Justine. Love missing you too. Thanks for joining me. All right, today I am talking about celebrating your wins. This is video number 21 of 30 videos. And I want to share with you the importance of celebrating our wins to help us create that happiness from within. Tell me, do you celebrate yourself very often? Do you acknowledge the small steps you have taken to get to the big end goal? Do you allow yourself that time, that joy to celebrate everything you're doing along the way? Celebrating is really acknowledging something, an event, a thing that we're doing, work we're accomplishing, no matter how big, no matter how small, no matter the significance of this. We are acknowledging it with either a social gathering or just a small event. Like, maybe going to a park and just walking around and reflecting on the things that we're doing for ourselves, who we're being to make changes for ourselves, to get to that big end goal. So like I said, it doesn't have to be something extravagant. It can be 2 minutes or it can be 2 hours. You're just simply acknowledging that you are achieving something for your life, for yourself. And if you want to have a big social gathering, maybe you want to have a big dinner to like celebrate you and honor you, do it. Go for it. Tell yourself you're worth it and celebrate. What you're doing is adding to that currency bank of motivation, that bank of love, of appreciation, and of acceptance, going back to that quote I was sharing earlier. And the big thing here is if we don't allow ourselves to do this, if we don't celebrate what we are accomplishing day in and day out, we are just flying right past it. And when we fly right past things without acknowledging it, what are we doing there? We're telling ourselves, hey, you're flying right past it, so it must not mean anything. It must not be important. Can't even take 2 seconds to pause and say, hell yeah, I did it. So must not matter. And what do you think happens when we do that? What happens, in my opinion, is we add to that feeling of never being enough. What we're doing is never, ever enough because we're flying right past everything we are doing. So it must not be enough. Not yet, maybe a little bit later, but not right now. So when we keep flying past things and not celebrating, we're adding to that story of feeling unworthy. And when we want to achieve something, so here's what you do to help celebrate the wins. When you want to achieve something, I want you to do this exercise. I want you to pause when you think about what you want to do for yourself. Maybe it's a promotion at work that you're wanting. Maybe it's some trip that you want to take with your family that you have to work towards to save the money. Whatever it is, think of your end big goal. And then I want you to think about all the small things you have to be doing before you get there. And I want you to pause and think about each step, how it's going to make you feel. So once you accomplish the small steps to get to the end goal, what is each step along the way? How is that going to make you feel? So then you're going to have the small step, the feeling, and then I want you to think about, once I do that small step and it makes me feel X, Y, Z, how do I want to celebrate that? What do I want to do for myself to be like, yeah, good job, you're a badass. And so then once you do that, you have your action plan for celebration. The small step, the feeling, and what you want to be doing to acknowledge yourself. And once you do that, put it in your calendar. Go ahead, put it in your calendar, set a reminder, whatever it is you need to do so that it reminds you to go ahead and celebrate. I don't care if it's a daily reminder where you have to do something and be like, all right, I'm doing my happy dance. I'm kicking ass. I'm being a mom today. I'm owning a business. I'm showing up at work. I don't care. Whatever it is, if you want to celebrate every day, please do it. And another thing I want you guys to consider is not to worry about the result, the end goal, the big result. Like, for example, say your big goal is to become debt-free, to pay off all your credit cards. And it's a specific goal, this number that you want to get to. I don't want you to worry about that. What I want you to worry about is all the actions you're taking along the way to get you to that goal. So don't worry about the complete end result. So if you're trying to pay off credit card debt, say you want to be, say you're in $30,000 and you want to get it down to 15 or something like that. I want you to think about all the small steps you're taking along the way. So maybe it's eating out less. Maybe it's not going drinking, not spending money on stupid things, shopping. Maybe it's meal planning more. Maybe it's going bulk shopping instead, or not going to like a Publix or high-end grocery store where it's more expensive. Like all of these things that you are doing to get you to that end result, because really we can't predict the results. We never know what's really going to happen. But I want you to think about what you're doing and who you are being while you're trying to get to that result and not worry so much about the big end number. And when you do that, when you're focusing on what you are doing, on the progress you're making, you're actually giving yourself more motivation. You're appreciating what you're doing. And then if you keep doing that, instead of being like, oh, I'm not accomplishing everything, the number is not going down as much as I wanted. When you're focusing on what you are doing, you're going to get that result, or you're going to get better than what you ever dreamed of. Maybe you become completely debt-free because you've been focusing on all the action you're taking instead of worrying about cutting it down by half. So that's another important factor there. Thank you guys for joining me for celebrating the wins and create a lifetime of happiness. If you enjoyed this content, please like, comment, or share this video with someone you think that might be beneficial for them. Sorry, tongue-tied there. It is my mission to help people heal their emotional wounds so that they can have healthy relationships once and for all. And not just with the other people in our life, but a healthy relationship with our own mind, our own body, and our heart and soul. If that is something that interests you, please comment on this video and put interested, or feel free to message me. I am always, always happy to chat, see how I might be able to help. I will see you guys tomorrow, where I am talking about creating anchors. I hope you have a beautiful rest of the day. I'll see you then. Bye.